right, what is going on, everybody? Happy, what are we on, Thursday? Almost 4th of July? Yeah, so we're back today with the MagicX Zero 40. So I've had this thing for actually about a week and a half now, but it's been a week since my review came out. I've been playing with it more and using it, and I want to talk to you all today a little bit about just some extra thoughts that I've had, and also some extra use cases which we didn't get to on that review. Being, let's try out some pinball, let's try out some N-Gage, some Java or Symbian OS. Let's also try out a little bit of like runners, like maybe Temple Run or Mario or Sonic Dash, you know? Some other use cases, as well as some more arcade vertical style games like Galaga, Donkey Kong, and maybe another shmup or two like Ketsui, maybe the DS variant even. And we're going to have just a fun time today. I'll be here for about an hour or so, so if you have questions or game requests, we will be taking those in a little while here. Leave them in the live chat, and producer Sony here will be starring them for later. Until then, we're going to kind of go through the device a little bit and get chatting. Live chat, how's everybody doing today? So if this is your first time here, for one, welcome to the channel. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more and be involved in more goodness over here. But yeah, so I reviewed this last week, and this is a Nintendo DS focused emulation handheld, the very first of its kind. Now, we've had options like the Microsoft Surface Duo in the past, and we may do with that, but this is purpose-built for this use case. So it's pretty cool. But one other thing we didn't get a chance to do last time is compare it to other handhelds like various Nintendo products. And I want to also talk about, other unique handhelds that have come out, and other options that are in the emulation handheld space, like the RG CubeXX, and also the RGB30, and even this one, the game console. What is this? I always forget. R4DS, something like that. It's all the same screen here. But before that, this is my favorite thing lately. If you watch the podcast, the major thing, playing in bed, thing that annoyed me was this dang LED light. It's a minor thing, but they have these little light strips that block it. If you've been watching the podcast, this is the third time you've heard me go on and drone about this. I am so sorry. Also not, though, because it's pretty cool. 2 front-firing speakers on this bad boy, 1 Hall effect joystick. Once again, we have this D-pad, which works pretty well. It's not the best, but it's the best I've seen from MagicX. It's on par, if not better, than their V2 028 handheld, which this one I really enjoy. The one other big complaint, this is more of a major thing that I didn't even really cover that much in my review. I guess because it's unique and it's the only one of its kind yet, but getting back home now from my vacation, I noticed that this screen, man, is it smaller than the original DS, and even like other DS variants, it's just, using an original DS does give you more screen real estate, and it's just a bit more comfy overall. So I still think going into this that sticking with one of the original Nintendo DS variants will probably be a much better way to play Nintendo DS. But if you want to have a multi-purpose device and have like vertical arcade and shmup and all that goodness, and do some of those other use cases we were talking about a few minutes ago, with a built-in Android operating system and all that entails with that, playing Android games, I think that this one might be a decent option. Coming in at $75 USD, and producer Sony, do you mind pulling up the MagicX website? This is available in our description if you're interested. There it is, 75 USD. And there's a white and a black variant. There's also a blue transparent, supposedly, that is coming soon. So I'm interested to get that in my hands eventually. By default, it comes with a 64 gig card, but you can opt for a few bucks more, for $83 total, to get the 128 gig. That'll just have more games on it. All that came on here was focused experiences. So Nintendo DS ROMs, like pretty much every one. And also we have a bunch of vertical arcade games, both shmups and those, Donkey Kong and those vertical style ones. If you order now, this is one that should be coming pretty quick. There was one caveat, let's see. So it's just going to ship a little bit later here. So if the orders are placed after June 28th, which, now we're on the 3rd. Yes, it'll ship after July 5th. I think they're on a holiday or something. So let me know out there what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear all your opinions on this thing, even if you're not planning to buy it. It's just cool to see, once again, a company come in with this sort of idea and try to experiment. By earlier, I mean like a month or two ago, we had the Anbernick RG Cube, another unique use case device where they were trying to mimic the old Xperia Play or the PSP Go. A little chonky, a little heavy. So this one's like bigger than it needs to be, and this one is smaller than it needs to be. So it's like they can never quite get it quite right. So even though it is small, it also means it's going to be pocketable. So I appreciate that. I was able to walk around poolside and enjoy this and just have it be in the pocket. For my aging eyes here, though, yeah, the screen is a little small for my liking. I don't think long-term this is going to be the solution that I use day to day. However, once again, I'm very happy that this exists, but I am going to wait for the next iteration of this, or when Anbernick comes and copies it, or any of the other companies, because it's coming. This has been a pretty popular device already, just gauging by like some of the metrics on YouTube here. I'm like, geez, I figure it's one of those, well, it's interesting, but what else you got, to look at? But surprisingly, there's a lot of interest in this, and I definitely understand why. The DS is just an iconic system. But going over other things in the device, this has a 4-inch screen there. It is probably like a phone screen, and they've just placed it. Oh yeah, there we go. Thank you, producer Sony. 4-inch, yep, IPS, full view, zero distance, OCA full lamination, 480 by 800. We have the Allwinner A133P, same that's in the brick from TrimUI, and 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.2, DDR4, 2 gigabytes of RAM, and 182 grams. Yeah, it is super duper lightweight, very lightweight, and I really like the software in it. It has Dawn Launcher, and usually Android is not great, especially if you don't have a touchscreen. So I'm glad that they added a touchscreen here, so you can do it not only your touchscreen DS, but you can do touchscreen on the OS when you're navigating around. So usually I opt for Linux for simplicity, but having Dawn Launcher, which is a skinned version of Daigisho, basically, really makes it easy. It boots right into it. I appreciate that. All right, let's go back to the handheld. So yeah, go ahead and leave those requests in the chat. Now, the first thing I wanted to test was, I went ahead and I didn't like how we didn't use the full screen real estate with that overlay bezel for arcade games. So I've gone ahead and removed that, and I've tried to make the pixels as balanced as I can, but forgive me, there is going to be a little bit of stretching here if you want to use the full screen real estate. So watch my review if you want to see what it looks like with the bezel. I'm going to play without in this video today. Let's go ahead and load up a game. Just for Ban, he requested Galaga. So I don't forget, let's just start out with that one. There's a bug on my mic. It's the benefit of the live stream. You never know what's going to happen. Okay. Yeah, Chicken McNugget. We're gonna stretch it. And here's my favorite DS game, by the way, Ben 10 Alien Force. Gotta love that. Well, probably it's Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, but this is a close second. So yeah, it's really nice to see utilizing that full screen space, not having that bezel. And I bet you, not to put words in your mouth, but I bet you probably don't notice all that much that we are doing a little bit of stretching here. It's naughty, I know. But hey, I like to use every inch of real estate. That's what she said. Okay, let's do this. Come on, aliens. Ban, am I supposed to use like this dual ship situation here? I guess I chose a dual ship. This is Galaga 88. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the sound, but I'm going to turn it up for you. So maybe you can. Volume's on the left. Oh no, I'm being sucked into a tractor beam. Ah, this is unfortunate. I can't believe this. Dang it. Come on. We just got to get this last row. Okay, I got my 2 ships now. Oh! Man, you're going to have to teach me your ways on this one, man. Oh, no! Oh, I got him, but he got me. All right, well, there's Galaga. Never mind that now. So another one that was requested was just looking at some pinball. We'll look at an Android pinball game as well, but I wanted to show you what the arcade variant looked like. I think there's one called like Pinbo in here. Pinbo. Live chat, how are you doing? Let's get you on the screen there. There we go. Chicken McNugget. Once again, hey now, technically I beat the last guy. All right, I beat the last guy. He just happened to beat me too. So, am I to be held responsible for this? I don't know. You know, one annoyance that I had with this since my review is that when I was trying to load on extra games and ROMs today, man, was it a pain in the butt. So I tried to enable their FTP that they have on here. I couldn't get that to work. I was trying to, let's see. Hold on, let me focus. Oh, wait, am I not playing yet? I'm not playing yet. That's the problem. I was trying to transfer over like a USB cable. I turned on USB debugging in the advanced settings and make sure that, you know, we're doing file transfer mode. And nothing I could do would get files moved over. So what I finally had to do, oh, dang it. We'll try that again. Just for Chicken McNugget. We're gonna do that again. I'm gonna beat this first level. How do you beat pinball, by the way? You just get a high score, right? No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. We're doing it again. We're doing it live. Come on. Focusing too much on talking. Gotta focus on playing. See, dang it. Well, anyways, I was trying to get ROMs in here, couldn't figure it out. Finally, what I had to do was I couldn't put it on the first SD card because it wasn't recognized by Windows except for one of the drives, which didn't have the ROMs directory, and it loaded up like 40 different folders on my PC. So I used a second SD card, put it in there, put it in here first, told it to format it in its particular way, then it gave me all the folders I needed. Then I added ROMs and APK files to the downloads. I didn't have time before the live stream to set any of that up. So we're going to be doing that on the spot here in a few minutes to look at N-Gage and Java stuff and, you know, Android pinball. I have the brightness pretty far down, but my camera definitely is already making it much brighter than it needs to be. Thank you for the vote of confidence. I appreciate that. Come on. Oh, I got 2 balls. Just like real life. 2 balls. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah. No. Hey, I did it. I've done it. What the baseball? Hold on, man. New shit is coming to light. That's one. Good. No. Okay. No. Come on. No. Hey. All right. Listen, we're gonna call it good there. Okay. I fulfilled my duty there. I think that's good. Okay. Let's go ahead and install some of these doodads that I got on there. I hope to goodness God I forgot to load an actual file viewer program. I hope that there is one on here so I can access those files to install stuff. They actually have this fairly, not locked down, but You can tell that they really want you to like just use it as is, which is great because like when you buy this, it comes with all the games on there. It's just ready to play. You just boom, choose your DS game or choose your arcade game and you go. That's it. And there's a couple like built in like Balatro and reverse estory on there, but like how do you get more games on? I really, really hope the MagicX team, and this is a pre-production unit, so I hope on the final, if they didn't, that they did include it on that. But is there not a way to get access to my downloads directory? That's frustrating. Let's see. Maybe in options? Select game library directory. I made a lot of promises at the beginning of the stream before 100% checking that we could get into those files. Well, we'll do the best we can here. I did find this, though, when I was poking around. There is a CPU governor on here, so you can set it to either balance, which it comes by default. There's power saving, and maybe if we can get MelonDS on here, maybe we can get retro achievements and decent performance, or at least kind of decent performance if we use the performance mode. I'm interested in that, but not if we can't access the dang things. I'm sorry, everybody. Oh, maybe gallery. Maybe we can do it through gallery. I know it's for pictures, but maybe. Damn. FX. No. Herg. Well, we might be limited. I was really excited to test N-Gage and everything else. Yeah. That's a big knock, honestly, not providing a way to... Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. We don't need to use this front end. We can go in here. We can say apps, default apps. Our home app doesn't have to be done on launcher. We can do the quick step. Now we're just using regular Android. We still don't have the app we need, but let's see. Can I get... Aha! You silly son of a bitch. Here we go. Yes. We're doing it. It's working. Watch 40-year-old man learn how to use technology for the first time. There we go. J2ME loader as well. Oh, you can't do XAPK? Well, let's do some Pinball APK. Maybe we just won't do Java. And yeah, this doesn't come with Google Play Store either. So it's not easy to get your other Android games on. I feel like you should be able to install like F-Droid or alternate app stores on this, but yeah, it was a little bit of a pain. I do have Melon on here. I have the latest, I think, beta of Melon. Version 1.10. Rich says FX was right there. Oh, wait. Is FX the file launcher? Am I really that dumb right now? And you can do Aurora. Okay. I haven't launched FX. I thought that was some sort of a VR mode. I don't know. Never opened that before. Okay. PPSSPP, in case we want to flip it. Yeah, I'm going to try out FX. Maybe they did include something for that. And we got an N-Gage game here. A couple N-Gage games. Doom RPG for Java. Let's see, what's this? I think this might be a runner arcade game. Mario Run. Nintendo, I've bought this game, probably, somewhere. Don't watch. Avert your eyes. There. It'll be okay. only dreams now. All right. Yeah. Okay, we can look. We can go back. Producer Sony. And Vector Pinball is the other one we're doing. Got our N-Gage BIOS. So I'm really, really curious about what that FX is all about. Oh. Aha. MagicX, let me issue a formal apology for my rant not but 5 minutes ago. Yeah, okay, so FX is the app we want. I've just never used this before. That's cool. So it gives us access to the directories, cards, downloads. That's everything we need. Got it. Sweet. All right. Cool. Please accept shortcomings. Vector Pinball. Let's go. Ooh, unlimited balls? Ha. Always wanted that. Let's go. This is very soothing. Oh. No, no. Okay, this is one of the most relaxing pinball games I've ever played. Very nice music. Oh. Let's just have a moment here, everybody. Turn up the music. Ah. That's pretty sweet. Okay, let's do Mario Run. Is there any device comparisons you're hoping for today? I'm taking so I went off of comments from the review video. That's why I showed off some of the ones earlier. So we'll take a look at those real quick. But you must update Mario to complete. Do you want to update Mario now? Oh no! See, that's when it checks in with Nintendo and Google Play, and that's not going to work. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. Well, that would have looked cool. How about some MelonDS? Do some Ketsui Death. This one is for my friend Mr. Faust, who DM'd me and said you got to try this Ketsui Death label translated version. It's the best one by Cave Systems, which I've played it for arcade because the dude's been talking about it for years, but I didn't realize it was for DS. I don't actually have an old 2DS Rich right now. I saw one at GameStop the other day, and I almost picked it up. It was like $130, and I'm like, I feel like that's expensive for what it is still. But I might still do it. I don't know. Okay, we got to set up our controls and everything here. Let's do that. A X B Y. Left, right, up, oh, toggle lid. Let's do a little boop, pause. We don't need that. Fast forward, R2. Swap screens, L2. All right, we're good. Now, I know this does not run very performant on this chipset at all. So I wonder what kind of little fixes and things we can do. So we enable JIT. I don't think we'll need a custom BIOS. Could be wrong. Retro achievements is what we really want to do. All right, don't look. Producer Sony, feel free to play a little mood music for the people. This feels like the end of one of my videos. This is the song we use. I feel like I need to be wrapping up right now. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you never know what can happen with this music. The lounge, jazz, whatever it is. It's usually what we play when we're unboxing stuff. And now we're gonna unbox this thing. Okay, all right, we're ready. Ready. Dude. MelonDS just crashed. Dang it, Melons. You know what else we're going to need? We're going to need that high performance mode we were talking about. Remember that? Let's go ahead and do that. Get our Dawn on. CPU. Performance. Yes. I said performance. There you go. Melon. Get my melons. Play my Katsui. Ah, yes, there are the specs for you. 2 gigabytes of RAM, in fact. 4,000 milliamp hour battery. The battery's been pretty decent in my testing in the last, I don't know, week and a half. I've just been playing just through a little bit of Castlevania and really just kind of dinking around on it. I kind of want to play our new Game of the Month right now. Shout out to Game of the Month in our Discord on this. We have a couple different ones that are playable, but not probably meant for this. What is it? I'll come back to that thought. Did I make it work? Did it not save my settings? Shaking my head. Maybe we need OpenGL. 1x resolution. Input. Opacity off. No, it saved my, All right, Sony. I think this is working now. Ah, yes. Einhander for PS1, Star Tropics for NES, and Risk of Rain, which is a Portmaster game you can play, or PC. So we could do Einhander. It'd look a little funny, or Star Tropics. We can stretch it vertically, but you could do it on here. I'm not going to, but you could. Maybe turn it to the side. Okay, this is actually working now. We got retro achievements turned on, although I don't know if we have them for this game in particular. It's looking a little funky. I don't think it likes that OpenGL setting. It's also running like absolute dog crap. Wow. So this is why we're not going to use MelonDS. My goodness. Okay, that's unplayable. Let's try software. For the render. Threaded rendering improves performance, may cause graphical glitches. Well, this is a 2D game. Hey, oh, it's running better on software mode. I take that back. Can we get a frame counter, though? Do. Firmware, no. Video. FPS counter, there we go. Top left. Cool. All right, 59 it says. So we have performance mode on, and we're not getting quite full speed. It's hovering around 54, 55, but it is almost full speed, everybody. Now, this game we'll test it again on the regular Drastic that's built in here. Make sure it's not the ROM itself, but not bad. This is definitely playable. Oh, and we do have retro achievements. Look at that. Holy crap. Okay. That was a big concern of mine in my review. It was like, well, we're not going to be able to retro achievements. MelonDS runs like crap. But this is the latest build. It's a beta build, version 1.10. And at least in this build, with performance mode toggled on, we're getting 55 frames, 54, 55 frames, and retro achievements. Heck yes. I bet there's other games, though, that we can't get full speed, right? Now, caveat here, I do have the power plugged in because I didn't charge the battery. I was bad before the stream. So it is getting warm. I don't know if it's because of the cable or the performance mode, but it's getting a little toasty. Let's pull it out. Get out of your cord. Let's live life dangerously. All right, now we're up to 56, 57 frames. This is very interesting. And let's see there. Let's see, do I have access to these ROMs? These are the ones that are built in. And yes. Yes. And hey, I like how it loads box art. Ooh, Burnout Legends. That's not going to run well. More shmups, huh? All right, I gotcha. We can keep that train rolling. Barbie fashion show. I don't know. Let's do Contra. Everyone name their favorite shmup. Give Stubbs options to test. Yeah, for sure. You know, I'm not a huge shmup head. You know, I enjoy them, and I always love playing them when they're nominated for our Game of the Month program. But it's not one I usually like jump out and play. Man, I loved this one. What was it? Can't remember. Can't remember right now. One of the 1945. No, it was something else. I don't know. But if I get started on one, like it's a game genre I can definitely like play till the end and just keep playing. It's just so the gameplay loop is just very, you know, addictive. We did play Galaga, that's right. All right, so here's Contra 4 on Melon. Okay, you can tell we're getting some lag here, but let's see. So this is one that's not going to quite do it for us. This was at about 42 frames per second, but man, that Ketsui Schmup game was running pretty well for Melon. So this is a fun one. You know, if you really want your retro achievements, it's one you can play around with and see if your favorite game works okay. So let's go ahead and hop back over to the regular old Drastic option. And in fact, yeah, let's actually do, let's just open the app itself so I can load in that custom. Storage, download. Okay, so let's try Ketsui. Is that, am I saying that right, Mr. Faust? Ketsui. Okay, so now it's running 100%, which makes sense. Yeah, if you're interested to see anything, yeah, you could rewind. Or you could rewind later. Join us now. Stay in the now. So yeah, one thing I wanted to try, and you know what? I wonder if I don't know if this will work. Could I use like a, I don't know what these Android touchscreens, what they accept for styluses, but do I have a stylus? Could I use something like this? You think that would work? No, that's too easy. No, it has to be one of those, like, you know, capacitive touch ones, right? Little rubber end. That's what we want. I don't think I have one of those. But wouldn't that be cool, though, just to have, you know, we could magnetically clip on a stylus that would work with this. And so you just have it, you get that actual DS style, but you can just use your finger too. Not a big deal. The other annoyance is I'm not finding an easy way to figure out what kind of screen protector is going to work on this, or necessarily what case. You know, there's cases that I have that will fit this, not perfectly. So I'd like to see MagicX give us a form-fitted case, a form-fitted screen protector, a tempered glass one in particular, not just one of those pet film options, and a stylus option. I think that would complete this package for me. Oh, this game's fun. Yeah. Oh, oh, we're already at the boss. Destroy, destroy. Okay, stand up for this. Incoming comment. Bro, what's wrong with your thumb? Let me just pre-answer that for you. I was born this way. Also, my name is Stubbs. All right, so I'm really good at this game, clearly, you know. Game over, actually, in this translated ROM version, they actually translated game over to mean you win. Gold medal. Thanks, game. Okay. What do you guys want to do next? I wanted to look at, so we didn't get Java working. It doesn't like the XAPK thing, but let's try N-Gage. Same idea. Same idea. Okay, with N-Gage, it's kind of a pain. You got to feed it this very specific, you know, set of BIOS files. So I hope that I got the right ones. Symbian.rom. Let's see if it likes that. There's like 4 different variants. Okay. I think it took it. I think it took it. And so then you can choose, what oh, no, it crashed. Try again. We're just going to leave that well enough alone there, and we're going to go to our games. Crash Nitro Kart, man. Apps? No. 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 I think we need to do N-Gage, install N-Gage game. Yes. I think I just hit OK right there. No? Okay, well. Whatever. Can you find a game in here? Arrgh. Maybe it's in there? Nope. Zoo reviews. What's that Tate mode do? Yeah, man. The Tate mode is strong with this one. Definitely Tateable. Okay, so while I figure out what in the world with N-Gage, which I really want to get this to work, but I think I brought the wrong stuff over for it. I was just too rushed. I should have prepped this last night. Always give yourself enough time, everybody, before you present something. Don't be like me. Okay, last time. Maybe we could do... No, it's not going to work. Well, pretend this was an N-Gage game working. There's Crash. He's going, moving your cart around, you're throwing stuff. What a novel screen they had on the N-Gage. Basically, it was like this. Not exactly, but very close. All right. No Java, no N-Gage today. But I have faith that we can get this working later. In the meantime, we're going to head back over and we're going to go to Smartcade. What have I done? I've done something. Oh, these are recently played. Okay, I see. There we go. Okay. Arcade. There we go. Let's do some Donkey Kong. Oh, DigDug, though? Oh, man, that's like my favorite. Okay, sorry. We're doing DigDug. That's right, J-Lash. What have I done? This is seriously one of my all-time favorite arcade games. I don't think I've ever played this on any handheld on this YouTube channel. Ever. Finally. Where it all began. It's all about pumping your friends up with this string thing, and then you're blowing them up with hot air, and then they pop. It's very therapeutic. Oh, you're my friend. Oh, no, Zoo gets pissed whenever I do this to him in real life. We meet up in Vegas once a year for CES, and, I'm always chasing around the Airbnb, like, come here, you, with the air blower. It's really, okay. So funny. Bubble Bobble, that takes me back. Oh, and then the ghost of Zoo comes after you, and then oh no. Andrew, Space Invaders, Mooncrested, Galaxian, Galaga, Frogger, Luna Lander. Oh, Luna Lander, yes, and Frogger. Oh man. Okay. I feel like I have to finish this level, though. I just compulsively need to do that real quick. Yeah, I did. No. Come on. You still got it. So as far as like the button experiences, I know I mentioned this in the review, but the face buttons work really well. They're a little small. You know, I have larger than thumbs. Some would say larger than average thumbs, and my right thumb a little smaller. But this is definitely an experience that feels good on the face buttons. The D-pad is okay, but both of these are a little small for my liking. And the joystick works well. You got that little bit of a divot in there, the concave aspect of it. That's a good haul stick. I died. Okay, we're gonna move on. But you know what? It's serviceable for what it is. The whole thing's a little small. It's very similar. In fact, here we go. Let's just do comparisons while we're here. It's very similar, if not the exact same. Here's I believe this is the V2 I have in my hands there for the MagicX Zero 28. This was their last handheld. I believe it is the same D-pad. Let me see. No, this one has more play to it. This does have more play. I like that better. This one's a little bit stiff. Not stiffer, but doesn't have as much pivot play to it. And the face buttons, you know what? I think I like the face buttons a little bit better. At least they're a little taller on the 028. But I think they're the same size, though. Maybe they are the same buttons, but this one just isn't as recessed. I'm sorry, this one is more recessed than this one. Seems to be the case. What do you think? A little bit thinner, too. So here's another, if you're looking at devices that could do DS that maybe are pretty decent, these 1:1 aspect ratio devices, all three of these, the RG CubeXX, the RGB30, and this, I think, tell me if I got this wrong, e-waste connoisseurs, but the game console R40S, this is, yes. They all have the same screen. However, they're wildly different experiences in software. So I would think this being an H700 device with the Anbernick, this one is probably the most mature, although the RGB30 has been a long rounder, and the community went to town on this. Oh, it is the R40S. Ha, we got that right. And this one has ArcOS traditionally. It's just like the R36S software, basically. And there are people who really enjoy this. I know Nick on our website team loves these, what game console does. And the D-pad and everything feels good on this. This is actually very comfortable, but so is this. This is a very comfortable form factor. It's the lightest weight of all these, by the way. Like, you can feel immediately when using these that this is a lighter weight device. And I do like that. Like, that means it's portable. Apparently, we're playing 007 Bloodstone. All right, sure, whatever. But the most ergonomic of these is going to be the CubeXX because you do get that little sort of grippiness on the back. But these are 1:1 aspect ratio screens. So, yeah, you could do some DS on there. You can do some vertical shmups. They're going to be stretched all the same. Just a little bit wider, of course. Did I charge any of them? Maybe this one. Maybe this one. Pow Kitty? Pow Kitty? No? No? Yeah. R40S is the savior of the day. Let's do a vertical shmup on here. You're also, specifically these systems anyways, you're also going to be finding, I believe, better DS performance on this versus these. Someone correct me if I'm wildly off base there, but last I checked on these ones, the performance, yeah, many DS games play well, but you don't see like the whole library at 100% like I'm seeing on the MagicX, which they have fine-tuned for that, at least for Drastic. Melon's another story. Well, that doesn't look good, does it? That looks all messed up. Okay, so pretend that isn't all messed up looking. And any other game on these other handhelds on this screen would look like this. So we could stretch this up and down a bit more. It is comfortable, but it's definitely more square, compared to this experience. Also, the IPS quality does look a little better up top there. Another kind of cool one, again, is this Anbernick RG slide. You could do DS on here, no problem there. And PSP, even that's going to be stretched. But compared to the OG models, we have the DSi XL. Man, if you're playing DS and you get this nice big screen, I mean, this really is where it's at. It's the biggest of the bunch, but man, it looks good. And here's a very badly beaten up DS that my friend gave me. Like, look at this thing. Is that not the most jankiest jank you've ever seen? It makes me sad, actually. Look how it turns on, believe it or not. But yeah, the original DS had a little bit bigger screens. And if it wasn't all jacked up, they actually look pretty decent too. Being that more TFT style, not the greatest viewing angles, not the greatest like saturation, crispness, and all that. But man, the original experience did it well, and then they iterated on the original DS design, and you got things like the DS Lite there. And this is probably one of my favorites for this product line from Nintendo. I believe this is the DS Lite is where I started to figure out, emulation to begin with. You could do those R4 cards, and you can load on and play like some Game Boy games, and it was just kind of nuts. So these are obviously bigger screens, right? So these ones are just a little small, a little bit smaller. So really, yeah, still the best way to play DS. You can even play DS games on your 3DS. 3DS XL. But I mean, come on. It's like a mansion. It's a very luxury way to play. Or the old community tried and true method with the Microsoft Surface Duo. I don't have one anymore. I feel like we have enough devices that play things pretty decently for 3DS and DS that I didn't see a need to keep it. I like that you can use the touchscreen, though, on DS. For games like this, for instance. Apparently, I'm James Bond floating onto this ship with a parachute, and you need to use the touchscreen. Do we need to do this again? All right, let me focus. Okay, so use the plus control pad to move Bond. Follow the yellow arrow on the touchscreen. Okay. All right, let me focus on this one. Yes, thank you. All right, good. Oh, no. Well, I'm about ready to get out of here. I don't know about you all, but that's kind of been It's been a look at a few different other options you can do with this thing. Let me see if I missed anything in my notes. We did say Donkey Kong. Okay, let's see. Do we have Donkey Kong on here? I think it's under Donk. DK. Dingo. All right, we got stopped at DigDug, didn't we? Well, no Donkey Kong right now. We're going to do this other shmup called Daylat come in. We want to go. Copyright strike. Okay. Thanks, Greg. If I was a Bond, I would be Roger. I like Roger Moore. I thought he was all right. I thought he was A-okay, man. Remember that one Bond who was in only one movie that had this crazy story? He wasn't really an actor or something. Like, he just ended up in the movie. What was his name? He's in the 60s. George Lazenby. That's right. George Lazenby. That's right. David Lansbury? Michael Lansbury? George Lazenby. That's right. Thanks, Matt Davis, coming in clutch. Matt Davis, just for that, next time I'm on stream, I'm going to make sure to play Colin McRae Racing, right? Is that right? That rally game. No, it's WRC. WRC Rally something. Man, I do like the colors on this IPS though. Nope. Angela plays. Chat's messing with me now. Yeah, I focus a lot more on my talking than on my game playing. I gotta work. I will work on that skill over time. 20 years from now, you watch how good I am at these games on stream, okay? Then you'll be like, we're so sorry we made fun of you. Okay. This is the MagicX 040. You can pick it up in the description if you're interested. If you want to see more of the basics covered about this thing, do check out my review video. I'm going to turn off this thing here. Go away. This handheld never turns off. We're just going to hold the power button. Please stop. Please, please, please. There we go. I've had it for a week and a half. I've been playing it. I've been using it. My favorite use case is honestly playing at bed because the buttons are so dang quiet. Every button minus the clicky stick are just very, very quiet. So blacking out you can find this in the description too, by the way, but these light dimming stickers was the last thing that held me back from really enjoying it at bed without this bright light going my eyeball. So really enjoy it for that use case. Around the house, yeah, it's not usually the one I go to. I'm going to probably opt for something else from the collection, honestly, just around the house. But on the go, being so pocketable, being so lightweight, in bed, it's a good dentist office or Starbucks or wherever you go out in the world. It's a good handheld for that and out and about. But, it's the world's first dedicated DS emulation handheld. So I don't have much to compare it to right now. I do recommend, if you're going to pick this up, though, probably just consider your use cases, I'll say. You could wait and get not only like the blue colorway, I hope they make that, but you could wait also and get maybe the next iteration of this. There's just a few like kind of little things. I want it to be bigger. I want the screen to be a little bit bigger. It's very comfortable as is. The performance is great for what it is for DS. We even saw MelonDS working today. With that one Schmup game, Ketsui, it worked really well. We got retro achievements working. Seeing that actually pop up was really cool because that's something I don't really think we could be accomplishing on here. But if you are a fan of, N-Gage, Java, Pinball, Vertical Arcade, DS, Tate mode, any of those games, like this is a solid device for that. At $75, under $100, even with shipping being $10, even if you get the 128 gig plus shipping, that's 83 plus $93 you're paying, plus maybe a little tax or something. So under $100, like what else are you going to do that's dedicated for this use case for under 100? I can't think of a lot beyond, again, these one-by-one devices. So even then, these are not perfect. But like I've said multiple times now, really the best experience for DS is just a DS. Yeah. But this is cool. MagicX team, good job. Keep cooking. I'm excited to try what you do next. Do check us out on the Monday podcast. We're going to be getting into more shenanigans, and I have a whole bunch of more stuff coming. So we'll be hanging out and talking all about those things. Everybody, if you have any last minute rants or ravings, now's the time. Super chats, yes, thank you, super chats. Oh, we got a couple. I'm looking through my starred things here. Hold on, let's just answer these questions real quick. Andy Black, should I buy this or Trim UI Smart Pro? Trim UI Smart Pro is wide, so you could do PSP really well. DS, you could do DS like side by side, and that is it's a well supported device, cross mix OS, like all the different options for that. People love that device, but I wouldn't really compare the two otherwise. So I don't know. Yeah, they're very different. I don't play the Trim UI Smart Pro just because I don't like those button styles with those little, clicky buttons. I don't have one anymore. Adam X, how does GBA look on it? Not great. You could turn it to the side and use it, but it's not a great experience, especially if you're going to play it in its regular aspect ratio. You're going to have so much bezel on the top and the bottom. I don't recommend it for that. Pride Tunes, try Henry Hatsworth and Touch Detective. So touch games on this are really nice having that touch screen. It's their first touchscreen device that MagicX has done with Android on it here. So that's really cool. Sorry we didn't get to that today. I should have been looking at these chats. Chicken, try flipping it for widescreen games to see if you can map the buttons. Yeah, you could. You could do that. Now, we did that a little bit in my review video, though, if I recall. Yeah. Don Pachi. I'll have to try that out later. Good call. New member. Thank you, Paxi, for joining. Derek Stubbs, the only N-Gage game I want to try is Rifts. It's the only video game that came from that RPG. Ooh, I don't know if I have that one. Actually, I think I do, but I haven't played it before. Yeah. Let me get N-Gage working. I can show this off. I think this Monday's podcast will be a good time to just do a couple more little things with this thing. Yeah. Vixorian, do you have an RP Mini V2 around? I do, actually. You want to do? Yeah, sure. I do have one of those, sir. Yeah. That's actually a decent comparison, Nice OLED screen on here. I mean, that's a big win. Both kind of minis. I mean, of these two, I like the RP Mini V2 better. I mean, for sure. It's just, yeah. Douglas Buchanan, a question for other who ordered the before June 28th. Has your tracking progressed past shipping information received? I'd love to know that too, everybody. If you bought this, yeah, where is let us know in the comments. If not in the live chat, then in the comments in this video, let us know what your shipping status is. Be interested to see how long this takes to ship. I know the MagicX team, and they've been cooking, and they started their social media presence and like their community presence in our RH Discord. So it was cool getting to know the team over time and just see where they started to where they're at now. From what I've seen, what I've interacted, they're a good group of folks and they try their best. They had a real blunder though with that the first few. Remember the XU Mini M? Yeah, a little scratched off little chip kerfuffle there. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Nicholas, can the stick be swapped out like Retroid devices? That's a good question. Let's see if we can pop it off. Oh? Well, would you look at that? What a great question. Yes, you can. Look at that. It pops off. And it's like the same style that I saw. Where did I see this? You know what size this is? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's the right size, but the Neo Pocket S2 Pro might have that same stick size. Hold on. Let me cook on this for a second. Holy crap. You can use the Neo. You can use Neo joysticks on your MagicX 040. What a brilliant question. That means, wait a minute, now I can have bigger joysticks on my Neo. No way. No way. Haha. Yes. Oh, I got to charge this, don't I? Look at that. I can use MagicX joysticks on the Neo. Incredible, man. There's check in on the podcast Monday, because we're going to be reviewing a bunch of joystick caps that are compatible for some of these devices, made by this really cool shop. This guy Pun, named Pun, has this really cool Etsy shop I'm going to be sharing. I'll try to remember to add it to this description too, but a bunch of bigger joysticks, like LED joysticks. Man, I can't wait to play with that. But yeah, I kind of like having the Neo on there. That's very high quality feeling. And Shanti, thank you for your super chat. Thank you. Yeah, great question, man. What a great way to end the stream. Cool. Love that. Well, all right, everybody. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Let's get back to our Thursday evenings. Happy 4th of July to you all. Enjoy some good food. Keep your pets inside. Enjoy the fireworks show if you happen to be in the States. And you know what? Just have a great weekend. Just enjoy your weekend. And I want to thank you all once again so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to stay in the know for all of your favorite retro handhelds. And a special thanks once again to our channel members, our patrons, and our subs who make everything here possible for us. Perks with RH start for as little as $3 a month. Join us in our Discord to chat and play games. And join us on the podcast every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific, where we have the best time of our life. Rob the Retro Tech Dad, Ban, Andrew, and this Monday we're going to have Montotech on as our guest filling in for Ban, so check that out over there on our YouTube channel. And of course, join me on the next whatever else crazy experiments we have going on here. Until the next one, though, this has been Stubbs on behalf of producer Sony saying, take care of your handhelds, everybody, and take care of each other.